Former Vice President Mike Pence speaking softly, but landing a loud and clear message.
Mr. Pence, if Donald Trump is the Republican nominee for president in 2024, will you vote for him?
Well, there might be somebody else I'd prefer more.
Pence leaving the door fully open to a 2024 presidential bid of his own that could possibly pit the former VP against the president he once served steadfastly beside.
I'm thrilled to be back.
It's yet another example of the growing public rift between Pence and Trump, coming as their party grapples with who will lead them after the 2022 midterms.
I have every confidence that the Republican Party is going to sort out leadership.
Pence's comments Wednesday making clear he doesn't see Trump as the de facto leader of the GOP, and that he thinks he could offer a new path forward.
All my focus has been on the midterm elections, and it'll stay that way for the next 20 days. But after that, we'll be thinking about the future, ours and the nation's, and I'll keep you posted, okay?
Trump hasn't officially said he'll run for re-election, though he told New York Magazine in July that, in his own mind, he's already made that decision. In the process, he's taken more frequent aim at his former Veep.
Mike Pence had a chance to be great. He had a chance to be, frankly, historic. But just like Bill Barr and the rest of these weak people, Mike, and I say it sadly because I like him, but Mike did not have the courage to act.
While Pence, once one of Trump's most loyal defenders, has distanced himself from the former president, especially on the January 6th insurrection.
January 6th was a dark day in the history of the United States Capitol.
And Pence's role in certifying Trump's loss.
There's almost no idea more un-American than the notion that any one person could choose the American president.
Trump wrongly claiming Pence didn't have the courage to defy voters and deem him the victor. The January 6th committee giving Americans a new look into how Pence worked alongside congressional leaders of both parties, including House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, while the Capitol was under attack, and as some rioters chanted that Pence should be hanged.
I worry about you being in that Capitol then.
Well, the people were very angry.
We're saying hang Mike
Because
Pence.
it's common sense. How can you, if you know a vote is fraudulent, right?
Yeah.
How can you pass on a fraudulent vote to Congress?
Now, even as Trump continues to dwell on 2020,
As we talk about and think of the rigged and stolen election of 2020,
Pence is looking toward the future and asking his party to do the same.
Now, some people may choose to focus on the past, but elections are about the future. And I believe conservatives must focus on the future to win back America.
All right, Ali Vitali joins us tonight from Capitol Hill. Ali, watching Mike Pence today, I was reminded of when we covered him on the trail back in 2016. Even though he ran with former President Donald Trump, their styles are so different. The former vice president, even now, I think, has a tough time breaking with his former boss, even though that's exactly what it sounds like he's trying to do.
And Tom, it's exactly what he's going to have to do if he wants to challenge Trump for the Republican nomination. I think you and I are probably going to be thinking a lot about the time we spent on the trail in 2016. And then, of course, the 4 years that these men served side by side in the Trump administration. As we move forward, especially over these next few months, Pence clearly trying to draw a contrast with Trump in style, but certainly still defending many of the policies that they pushed together during the Trump administration.
Yeah, and the former vice president is being talked about as a possible candidate to run for president, but he also may want to be getting some attention for another reason, right? He has a book coming out very soon?
Yeah, that's right. He's got a book coming out right after the November election. And look, for those of us like you and me who chart this stuff, usually it's a book coming out that precedes some kind of a presidential run. So it's likely that Pence could be laying the groundwork here. But the timing also is pretty interesting, Tom, because it makes Pence one of the first people who get to weigh in on whatever the midterm election results are. Republicans I talk to feel good, and it's likely that Pence will try to track what the Republican future could look like for the party, both by releasing this book and by making provocative comments like the ones that he made here.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.